know, big bike will dry, so it is what it is. All right.
If you need your phone over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know that. If I say something that doesn't make sense, you can interrupt me. Okay? If you want me to repeat something, if you want me to say it a different way, you can interrupt me. Okay? I won't get offended, I promise. All right? So, like you sort of did with your mom yesterday, she's great as she is. The walk, talk, canter are great. They're a little bit green, but she's pretty solid, yeah? What we want to do is make her a little bit more gymnastic, a little bit more supple. I want to be able to touch the reins, soften a little bit. I want to be able to sit a little closer to the saddle, those sorts of things. So we're going to just do lots of transitions, right? Lots of changes in direction. And then if you feel good about 2 canters normally, no? So we can say with the walk trot, if you want to try a canter, if it all goes well, we'll try a canter again, you can, or we don't have to. Okay, we don't have to do it today. We'll see how it goes. She was pretty good, even if you just finished a little better on the last side. Even if you just touch that one, that's alone, that's not bad. Or if you try it and she just drops over, it doesn't happen, also fine. It kind of depends on how that goes. I just want to throw that out there. And if you want to do that, you can do it. Okay? So, all right. So let's put her in a nice big circle. So I want you to start the ride just sort of the way you normally start the ride. Okay? So we'll take a second, make sure she's walking nice and smooth and supple, and then when you're ready to trot, you trot. Usually when we start, it's a little bit softer in the contact. You just kind of get a little bit. I know she's lying, she's sliding in. But for you, you have to figure out that too. Alright, so we're going to walk just a little bit tense. So all I want to ask you to do in the beginning, because I don't expect a horse off the mounting block to like be all round and ready to go. But what I do expect is that when I get in the saddle, I start the conversation with the horse of if I touch the rein, will you come over and meet? If I put my leg on, you gently move off. So as she's walking around here, I'm not going to ask her to move out or any of that stuff. But if you ask her to supple a little bit and bring her head to the right, just off center line, does she follow you? Does she supple into you? If the answer is yes, you breathe out, you release, you walk forward. Okay? So you present her with a question, and then we leave her alone. Okay? Even if she's wrong, we just take it as feedback. Sometimes we get on the horse and they feel a little tight this way, a little quick, a little go left, right? This is really funny, they can't follow. So if I get on and I sort of say, okay, this rein feels tight, this leg feels a little long, I know it's going to ride, right? So the idea is that at the end of the ride, she feels soft, squishy, happy versus when she starts. Watch them get too big. So now the rhythm is good, but she's just a little bit tight. Do you feel that? The trot gets a little bit bigger, a little bit quicker. So put her on a 1-meter circle. And we're just going to try to take the rhythm in our seat and say, okay, a little bit faster, girl. We're going to slow ourselves down, kind of like 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. And she flexes a little bit more naturally to the left, yeah? So you don't really have to bug her much this way, but she does get a little bit tight and a little bit quick. So we need to slow her down. We need to slow her down so that we can really calculate where her feet go. We can give ourselves time to think. All right, when the leg move too fast, there's no time to do anything. All right, it's like riding that tiny little pony that's at the end of the
Oh my goodness, really?
right? I have no time to do the pose. So she can either stay more than covered ground. I want her to stay nice and more than covered ground. But I want her to do so with a calculated purposeful rhythm, not just because she's running. Right? Good. That's better. Watch, you don't drop your left hand down. So your hands, especially on the green horse, and when you're starting in your warm-up and you're starting in the beginning, you want to think about moving the horse as one big unit, and you as a rider, one big unit. So that means if I turn left, I don't just pull my left hand out here and pray, right? My whole body is going to move over to the left side. So my hands kind of always work together. So if I say we're going to come in on 15 meters and turn, both the left and the right hand are going to come a little towards me and right? Because I want the horse to activate not just the inside rein, but the outside rein as well, so that we keep her shoulders together. Does that make sense? On to diagonal. Now, as we change to the new side, we know she's a little tight that way, right? So, I want to be actively thinking about turning her a little bit to the right before I get to the corner. Yeah, a little bit of flexion there. Good. And most horses, when they're tied on one side, do exactly that. You kind of touch the rein, and you kind of side against your chair. So, by the end of the ride, my hope is that the right side of the neck is a little bit softer, so we can bend without her dropping that inside shoulder. Okay? The other thing that happens is sometimes as we start to loosen up a little bit, sometimes you get things like the head shaking and all that stuff. As they work out all those tight muscles in the field, they feel all the things. Right? The blood flow increases, the nerves become more active, and some horses, when you start to let that go, kind of, it feels kind of funny. So if she shakes her head, she bobs up and down, she does whatever, we're just going to ignore it. Right? Obviously, I'm not going to let her, like, really express herself. But those little bits where she's essentially just talking to us, she has a freedom to do that. Okay? So I want to start in a little bit. So we're going to come in towards a 15-meter circle. So it's sort of just that spiral where we come in a little bit. And when we feel her actively turn, we say thank you, and then we're going to go back up to the top. Okay? Good. Okay. So we're just going to connect a little bit more of the rhythm now. Yeah. Good. So lower leg in front of you a little bit more. Good. I'm yelling a bit because they told me I was going to quiet. I'm not actually yelling. Good. Very good. Now I'm going to come in towards 15 now. I want you to actively turn her a little bit more towards me. So a little bit of right knee, a little bit of right leg in towards her. Good. Good. More. Good. I see her beautiful here. Yeah. Good. Good. So we create a little bit of bend as we come in on the 15. or the arm is in the leaf fluid area. Alright, other than that, even if I try to pull your leg off, it comes down and into the vertical movement. Okay? Good. Okay, so we will walk transition, your leg forward and down top. Good. Walk. That's the hardest part. Especially when it's difficult. We get 30. Right? But when we kick, we kind of throw our shoulders forward. So we kind of pull our butt out of the stop. Well, I know. It's already hard. Good. Inside bend. Okay. Yeah. So you're just gonna, what I want you to do is you're playing with the ring. Right? You squeeze it, moderate it. We never hold. So when I say touch the inside ring, I don't mean, right? I mean touch it and then give it back. It's the elbow movement that gives the supplement off. Okay, right. Good. Better than that. Good. Then we're going to go back down, walk, and you're going to flex her a little to the right as you walk. Good. Yeah, so don't raise your weight against the neck. I want you to have the right idea and use it, but I need you to kind of feel like you're completely using it. So it's kind of this feeling. A little bit. Good. Put it on. So you know. Yeah. The moment you come, even if it's not correct, right, you kind of think about it, and then you're also going to think. And then how open the door and invite the door. Okay, so I'm going to close this. I'm first. I'm going to come back and take a look at that. Roll around or roll home. She has a great base. Where she is fine. You can ride her like that. over the lip. Okay, we never cross the mat. All right. Now, go right foot forward. There I go again. Because I'm facing you, I keep flipping my direction, so don't mind me. Good. Yeah. So bend and soft. Yeah. So there, a little bit of stuff happening.